welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Scraptember, day number 17. Our prompt for today is hearts. And if you will remember for Mix It Up Monday / day 9, I had created a background that I did not like. And so this is what happened to that background. I cut it into hearts with my dies. So I've pulled out a picture of Jasper. You guys have seen him on my videos multiple times. And in this photo, he is still a baby. This was taken in November around Thanksgiving time of 2016. Phineas is only about 6 weeks younger than Jasper is in this photo. And I can say that because they have the same birthday. That's super crazy, isn't it? So I have pulled out a piece of 49 & Market Spectrum Gardenia. I am trying to make myself use this collection, not because it's horrible, but because it's so pretty that I want to hoard it. And I've been making myself use it, and I'm doing okay with it. I don't think I've used any of it this month, but I'm going to use a little bit of it for this layout. And probably for the black and white prompt at the end of the month. But anyway, so this is what I have. I have some embellishments, I have some hearts, I have a photo. I'm going to find a piece of scrap to mat this photo in, and then I'm going to get started. I'll be right back. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of a mat with this piece of the Spectrum Gardenia, and I'm going to use that to mat my photo. I didn't pull it in at the beginning of the video because I didn't realize I wanted to mat it. You know how that is. I make decisions as I go sometimes. Cutting off the branding strip from this piece of pattern paper, and I am actually going to use it on its side so that my rainbow goes up and down versus going horizontal. And I am putting the rainbow with the purple up top, I think that's how it ends up. So it already has lots of what looks like beautiful mixed media, but I am going to be adding a little bit of splattering towards the end of the video to get some more colors in. I'm also going to be pulling in some hearts from the actual collection, not just the ones that I used with my die cut. But first I'm going to go ahead and grab these little notebook edges. I really like these, and I'm just going to put them on like color on my layout. I'm not going to do anything special with them, like scuff them up or anything. I'm just going to kind of put them on there, and this is mostly just to add a little bit of texture and visual interest to my page. I don't really think that it needs it because, you know, it already has quite a bit there, but I do want to go ahead and add this, you know, just because I want to. So I do have this pink piece. It's a little bit longer than the other colors, so I just cut it in half, and I'll have to use the other piece on another layout. Now I don't have all of the colors anymore because I've used them, so I'm going to put an orange film strip here for the color, and I believe I find a red one as well. Yes, I do. And I'm going to pop out the middle pieces, which are the lovely hearts, and I'm going to get that down here as well. And so I have that, and I'm pretty happy with the way that has turned out so far. So I think this layout is full of afterthoughts, and I decided, hey, I think I want to add some stamping here. So I pulled in these Tim Holtz stitching stamps, and I just used the little one, and I will end up covering up a few of those when I go ahead and get my photo on there, and that's okay. I wish I would have, you know, pre-planned it a little bit better, but you know, I was pulling a Kristen, and I was actually scrapping on the fly like Kristen does. If you don't know who Kristen is, her YouTube channel is Scrapping on the Fly, and this is how she scraps. And honestly, a lot of times it is how I scrap as well, but it is a lot more evident in this video. So I'm gonna choose some of the hearts. I of course have more hearts that I'm actually going to use on the page, and I'm just trying to get an idea of where they're going to go. But first I'm going to pause on the embellishing part. I'm going to get my title in here. And I'm titling this Baby Cat. And I still call Jasper Baby Cat. I don't know if you're a cat or dog owner, but you know, a lot of us tend to give our cats or puppies multiple nicknames. And we call Jasper Jaspy. We call him Jasperoo. And I call him Baby Cat quite often. Even though now that we have a kitten in the house, he's not technically the baby anymore, but I still call him Baby Cat. So, okay, now I've got the title on there. And I'm going to start putting the hearts on here. And I'm going to use them tone on tone because I think it looks great that way. And so I'm going to pull off a heart in I think in almost every color off of the Spectrum Gardenia papers, and I'm just going to use them and get these on this page. So far I like that, and I decided I wanted to do some tucking on the right hand side. I'm just using 2 of the little ticket pieces and pretty happy with that so far. Oh, here's another one of I'm going to make a decision to do something else before I end this video. I thought I was done with the layout. I really did. I thought I was done. And then I let it sit overnight and I'm like, it just doesn't feel done. So I took the product sheet from the pattern paper, which usually they have cut aparts on the back of them, but this one's just a bunch of strips. And you could cut those apart to make borders on your layout, but I instead used it to back this layout. I cut 1/4 inch off each of the 4 sides, and then I just mat it. And then I decided, I don't really think those hearts stand out enough, so I'm using one of my black pens and I am doodling around the edges of the hearts that I created out of that background that I didn't like with my Sizzix and die cut. Speaking of kitties, there went Phineas walking across my table. I know you probably just saw his little paws. And I think this actually made me pretty happy. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some more hearts because I decided it just didn't have enough. So I'm going to glue those down. I am using my Perfect Paper Adhesive, and it's been a while since I've pulled that out on camera and used it. I typically like to use tacky glue or Barely Art glue or even the Nuvo glue because those all 3 glue relatively quickly. But I had packed my supplies, and so they were in the car, and I couldn't get into my glue, so I had my Perfect Paper Adhesive, was not packed. I did not bring that with me to WeCreate, and so I'm using that instead. And I'm going to use the bottle to help that heart stay down while it dries. Perfect Paper Adhesive takes a little bit of time to dry. It's not for the impatient. But once Perfect Paper Adhesive is dried, it's not coming up. I use Perfect Paper Adhesive a lot of times when I'm making mixed media canvases for that reason, because once it is glued down and it is completely dry, it stays. I have never had anything that I have glued, heavy or otherwise, with Perfect Paper Adhesive come up off a layout or even a mixed media canvas. And I have put metal down on mixed media canvases, etc. So as you can see, I'm adding a few little splatters with some of my Mr. Huey's inks, and this is a blue one, and this one's actually one of my favorite colors from the Mr. Huey, and it is almost all gone. So I'm just adding the splatters, just kind of getting a few more colors. I don't have a purple in Mr. Huey anymore. I think I used that one if I had it at all, and I'm just going to use the Prima one and call it good. Alright, I got my layout completely done. Sometimes things don't go as you planned, and I finished this layout, packed everything up to go to WeCreate over the weekend, which is why I'm missing my mats right now. Got up the next morning and realized I didn't feel like the layout was done, so I stopped packing to go on my trip and decided to do a little more with this layout than what I originally planned to do. And now I like it a whole lot more. I don't know if you guys ever do that or not. Start on a layout, decide you're finished, and then wake up the next morning like, nah, I'm not done. So that was me. And I just want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. Please, please, please click on that playlist below and leave everybody else some love. There's some amazing creators hopping along in this hop this month, and they all appreciate your likes and your comments. It helps us to grow all of our channels, and I'm all about supporting my fellow creators and making sure that they get their due as well. I want to thank you again for being here, and you have a great rest of your day. Bye.